I mean, he's what, a year older than me, and I freak out about which train I'm gonna take out on like
You don't know how
yeah,
you're gonna get
World
to
Cup
work in the
final.
morning.
Am I gonna make the train in time? Oh God, he's taking the penalty in a World Cup final the same way.
I
Yeah, in
would
front of 2 billion
It's-
people watching.
Oh my God.
The starting of the week at Summit Talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday. Negotiations breaking down. See those leaders start to frown. It's good and Monday.
Trip, is that the celebration? Nice. Did you see the video of Messi trying to get to his house today?
No,
It's like impossible. He can't get into his house practically.
fuck. He's like, I
Oh,
won
I
the World
saw
Cup, but
that.
at what cost?
At what cost? My life is over.
He's at that level now where it's like he can't do anything anymore now. You know, like when you get to like a certain level of like popularity, like you can't step outside
No,
anywhere
he's a
'cause
god.
everybody knows you.
He has to flee South America for sure.
Flea.
The what's the opposite of the Germans in World War II? Get out of Argentina.
Get out of Argentina. Oh, I saw
My joke is that Alexis McAllister is a the totally not European Argentinian, somehow descended of a German.
I thought he was Scottish the whole time until people told me he was Argentinian.
Christ. The best I saw this tweet, it was like, why does the whole Argentina team just look like a bunch of German guys except they have brown hair? And I was like, and then someone like under the tweet, it was like, oh, do I have a story for you? It's like,
All right, Dow, you wanna tell us or get us in?
oh yeah, all right, let's do it. The World Cup is over. Our final soccer podcast until Champions League. What do we have? Elimination rounds.
Yeah.
Best game ever. Best game ever? Question mark. First, best game ever. The final.
Final.
Argentina France. Was that the best game we've ever seen in a World Cup?
Liam, what do
Best
you
World
think?
Cup final for sure.
Best World
At
Cup
least since
final.
I've been alive.
Yeah, I got to agree. Like, I don't know. The France Croatia one wasn't that like I feel like that was kind of just an ass whooping that Croatia happened to get a couple goals in.
Yeah.
And then that just I don't know. That versus the 2014 final, I definitely go this one.
Oh yeah, versus the 2014 final. Definitely against the fucking France Croatia final. That was like the most frustrating game to watch. That wasn't even like fun.
No, no.
No, it was like Spurs Liverpool Champions League final. I'm sorry, Trip.
We gave it a go. All right.
It gave me those kind of vibes that it was just kind of like very one-sided.
Very deflating.
Yeah, but this one was like in like what was weird is 70 minutes in, you're like, okay, Argentina's gonna coast into this, and then France come out of nowhere and just those two substitutions in the 40th minute changed everything. And who's the guy they subbed on? He's new, he's brand new to me.
Toko Akambi or some shit.
Yeah, really solid player that never heard of him before outside of this.
No.
Just
That was
came
the
out
wild. That was the wildest part is like, when you think of France, you think of like the name brand, like star talent. And you're like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he just tearing it up?
I mean, half that team was pretty. I mean, they had some like, name brand guys, but they had a lot of like young talent, like that, future World Cups, even with Mbappe only being 23 and he's already got what, 12 goals in the World Cup. He's gonna hit 20 and break the record of World Cup goals easily.
Dude, he could break it in the next World Cup.
They're probably going to be at the World Cup final next World Cup as well. Euros are always going to be a threat. It's never ending with that team. They're just a good solid like squad at the end of the day, even without Benzema, without how many other Nkunku wasn't even there as well.
Yeah.
You look at it and they still get to the final and take it to penalties.
Yeah, dude. What team in the world could lose Pogba, Conte, Benzema, and Nkunku and still be like the best or second best team in the world?
Still get there.
That's crazy.
You got 36-year-old Giroud leading the Lions.
God, I love Giroud so much. Should they have let Benzema play?
I saw some articles about that. Would they even be allowed to?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because he was on the squad before they picked, or before he got injured. He was on the squad.
Oh yeah, because he got
Left him
injured
out.
in training.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they had 25 guys throughout the whole season or through the whole World Cup. And then he was technically the 26th.
Okay.
But I think that's a disruption to the camp, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have to take. He would have played instead of Giroud, who was taken off on 40 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, but there's so much like hindsight 2020 that you're not. But
Just any kind of spark to like bring them back instead of Mbappe doing it all on his own.
yeah, yeah. Although I thought when they brought in Kamavinga, I thought that dude looked kind of crazy.
He
Like,
is good.
Left back as well. And he's a center midfielder.
yeah, yeah. But like all of a sudden, like he was just using his like long ass legs to just like poke the ball away from the Argentinian players. Like they didn't have any time on the ball all of a sudden. And but
Yeah, he's only like 19 as well. And then they had Chouameni, who was 22. I think I want to say I have it up right now. Upamecano's 24. I mean, Varane's probably done after this year, but Koundé's 24 as well. Teo Hernandez is 25.
he's 20. I always thought he was younger than that.
Yeah, I don't know how old his brother is, but ACL injuries are never easy one to come back from. So who knows? But still, that team's not gonna. They're probably gonna get another go around next World Cup, even the one after that.
Yeah, for sure. Like the core of that team is so young.
They're both done now, right?
Who
What
are
was it?
Giroud and Benzema are both done now, right?
they've got to be.
They have
Yeah.
to.
Like I don't know. Yeah, Benzema just retired, I think, officially from international play.
36?
Yeah,
Giroud's 36 as well.
Both 36.
wasn't even good enough for Arsenal.
Whoa, whoa.
All right, Dad, where are we going from here?
All right. We're going to go. Let's start with worst player of the tournament or most disappointing player.
Liam, can I start, or do you have a guy in mind?
Go ahead, because I got mine, and it's gonna be. You're gonna say it's biased, but you go first, because then we can have a conversation about it.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, you want to get cut? I think that's. I won't disagree with you on that.
Yeah, right. Like I just felt like he was, peak of his powers right now. I don't think he's ever looked better for Manchester City. Comes into the World Cup, and yeah, there's a lot of like drama in the Belgium camp, but like still, he didn't do like
Anything.
yeah,
Virtually
nothing.
anything.
Like a player that good, you should at least be able to get out of group.
Yeah, it was disappointing for me as well. It's so tough for me to say because I love him. I don't buy players with jerseys on the back of them, but like he's one of the guys I have a jersey with his name on it. Like
Yeah,
he's a favorite, but I think it was a mix of he just was off with that Belgium camp seemed to be just shot from all the articles and everything coming from it.
yeah.
I'll accept that completely. I will switch it because I'll go with a Liverpool player. Darwin Núñez was my disappointment. And I'm not picking that because he was a Liverpool player, but that Uruguay side, I had a lot of hope. They were one of my two teams that I had a lot of hopes for.
Mhm.
I had Uruguay and I had Serbia making it far through the tournament.
Those are your picks, Trip.
And the fact, like Núñez was starting to pick up pace with Liverpool. You see a lot of stuff about how he's like playing well. All the games he looked like he was actually stepping up to it. And then you see start of the season, he got, the red card and everything. So it kind of felt like he brought back that original start and he wasn't carrying on from where he left off from the Premier League season.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to lead the lines with Uruguay, even bring him to a deeper run in the World Cup, but disappointing to me.
Super disappointing. Yeah, I mean, like the fact that that Uruguay team desperately needed goals, and you think like 23-year-old forward just got a big money move, like this would have been his opportunity to have like, a breakout tournament and really like put his name on the map. Like he plays for Liverpool, so his name's already on the map, but like as a top tier striker, and it was just nothing. So I don't know.
My most disappointing player was my favorite player.
Who?
Mason Mount, most disappointing player.
Yes,
My favorite player in the whole world, relatively irrelevant on the team.
dude.
I thought he was gonna be like maybe England's first or second assist leader in this and make a splash, like
Yeah.
really like lead their attack. He wasn't bad, like he was calculated and good, but he was so let downish.
Yeah, I feel like that's the Mason Mount special. Is like,
Yeah,
oh, a couple of good touches. Oh, he keeps the ball moving, and then nothing.
he looks really fundamentally sound out there, but I like it wouldn't really be that big of a loss if he came off, which he did every
Yeah.
time.
No.
That was so disappointing.
I could have. I wasn't disappointed from him because I was never excited about him in the first place.
Mason Mount or Phil Foden?
Dude, the England team looks solid once Foden replaced Mount.
Yeah.
I just feel like they've got like Mount offers you a little bit more like stability. Like I feel like he's more of like a, your typical like center midfielder, but England already had that and they needed more attacking sort of flair. And I think Phil Foden is just that dude's crazy. I don't think he had a great game against France, but still though, I think that's a solid player that needs to be in a team.
He's their wild card and they don't really like know what to do with him yet. Like he can't just be a guy that comes on the 65th minute like every game, or then he starts like once every 3 games.
Yeah, no, he needs to. I don't want to say have the team like built around him, but he definitely needs like a legit role, like that he can just get used to
Instead of just being like J.R. Smith.
Yeah,
He's the J.R. Smith of that England team.
might pop off, might do nothing.
Yeah, might never even get in the game.
Fuck.
He didn't even play against the US, did he? No, he didn't even play against the US.
No, that was a controversy with that whole thing.
Yeah, he didn't even play us.
Yeah,
That
Harry
was,
Kane played with a bad ankle, and Phil Foden didn't even play. I feel like they were just resting against us low key.
we can get into that conversation later. That's something I'm not passionate about, but I got some takes about the whole USA England game that ended up just annoying a lot of people here.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Maybe that's the worst game. We can just go right in. What's our worst game?
Oh, I will go straight into that. You said something before about the Qatar thing, but I think the most disappointing was the Ecuador Qatar game.
Yeah.
And
Really?
why I say that is we were all really excited. I think most of the people that at least I talked to, and I talked to a lot of people in this sport about this sport, and everyone was excited for the World Cup, and Qatar were supposed to be, actually do something this tournament and make a name for themselves because of all the controversy. And I didn't see Ecuador as that solid of a side, and they just got steamrolled by irrelevant Enter Valencia now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's so like you're ready for the World Cup. Like the last couple of World Cup opening matches have actually been like really good. Like even the what was it, like Russia, Saudi Arabia, where Russia just fucking steamrolled them on home turf. Like that was awesome. And yeah, then Qatar, Ecuador just happens, and it's like, come on.
Sucks.
Yeah, but I got what I wanted from that game, which was like somebody who like nobody really gives a fuck about anymore, like having a good game, and like he's gonna be a cult hero in Ecuador forever just because of those 2 fucking goals. Like I like that stuff.
That is your favorite. That is your kind of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. My least favorite game of that tournament was, and Liam, I wanted to bring it up when you were talking about Darwin Nunez, but Uruguay, South Korea, that game was horrible.
Yeah, that's I think that was part of why I think like that was another game where they just could have stapled that team should have gone through.
Yeah.
I don't think South Korea was stronger than that. Yeah, they got some good players. Heung-min Son's solid. Kim Min Jae's solid in the back, but I don't think overall they're anywhere close to Uruguay.
No, it's like you got like Darwin Nunez, Cavani, Fede Valverde, like a bunch of solid center backs. Like they should have been able to run over this South Korea team if they just had a little bit of like something going forward, which was supposed to be Darwin Nunez. Not to just shit on Darwin Nunez this whole podcast, but I'd be down to do that. But yeah, but that game, I was expecting a lot from Uruguay, and it was just so disappointing looking at them and being like, oh God, they're not actually that good.
They're not going to get through.
Shit. But yeah, that's me.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Mine were every Qatar game, all three of them. All three of them, they were all like Qatar lost every game by 2 goals. They only scored 1 goal in their 3 group stage games.
Oh,
And every goal came like early in the first half or in the last like couple minutes of the game. So it was like a snooze fest for 95% of the game. You just see Qatar can't even like get possession of the ball. It was disappointing. It was every one of those games. I was like, this is a shit game to
yeah.
watch.
The worst ever performance by a host country.
Yeah,
That in of itself is horrible.
that's pretty fucking tough.
Yeah.
What I remember being told is they won like the Asian Cup like a couple years ago or
Yeah.
something like that. So they were supposed to be a solid team that, might do something. Like how we thought like, Saudi Arabia played Argentina. Like I was thinking that where, they weren't going to be the strongest side still, but they might pull a result. But they just got steamrolled every single match they played. And, at the last one, I didn't even bother turning it on. It wasn't even worth it.
Yeah. No, and what was really weird about it is like looking back, they had a pretty weak group. Like Ecuador was like,
They were
like,
okay. I didn't see them doing anything.
no, but they were solid. And Senegal were kind of toothless. And so it's like if they had just like gotten a win or a draw, like managed to turn the Ecuador game into a win, and maybe the Senegal game get a draw or some shit.
Yeah.
Like they could have gone through and bring pride to the nation or something like that.
They're proud, very, very proud nation.
Yeah. I don't know. Make us remember them for something other than human rights abuses.
Hey, what about the Falcon?
Where is the goddamn Falcon?
Where is
All
the
right?
Falcon? No one's heard from the Falcon since the first game. No one has heard.
Oh, ridiculous.
I'm still keeping tabs on that Falcon. Someone make sure you make the home safe.
There's like a prison somewhere with like the Falcon, a couple journalists, like some Iranian players.
Nobody's talking about how the Saudi Arabian like royal family bought the whole team Rolls Royces just for them to lose both of the next 2 games.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
During their last game, I was like, just don't lose too bad, or they're gonna take away your Rolls Royces. Like,
yeah, they're gonna take it back.
That'd be like, dude, we thought you guys were gonna be good, and now, sorry,
we thought you might have been the pride of the nation for this year, but maybe not so much.
But no.
I didn't even think Argentina was that bad that game either. They just got unlucky with chances.
Yeah, the offside trap was like if you play that game like 100 more times, like that's probably the only time that they lose.
The only time that actually works.
Yeah, it's like fucking Doctor Strange out here with the like multiverse theory.
One time,
and this was it. This is Lautaro not being able to stay on side, which honestly,
we'll get into that conversation.
Yes. He's got to be up there. I forgot about him for most disappointing player. Because like the striker for Argentina, you've got the starting spot, and then it was just ripped from him.
No, that was so bad.
I say we go into most surprising player because we can get into that conversation if we get into that.
Yeah,
most surprising player. I like that one.
Yeah, you want to go first with this one?
Yeah, I've got a Cody Gakpo.
Okay.
Gakpo.
Yeah.
Every game he showed up strong. I barely even knew who he was going into this, but every single fucking game he was strong. He scored a few goals. He was like a total centerpiece on their like outside attacking offense.
Yeah. No,
kind of the heart of that like Netherlands team in the early group games where like for some reason Memphis wasn't starting and the rest of their team was like looking kind of lackluster. But yeah, I had Cody. I loved what I saw from him in like every game.
Yeah, man. It'll be interesting to see where he goes in January because it looks like PSV want to sell.
How much for? Do you know?
I haven't heard anything about that. I assume he goes for a little bit over like 50.
I saw United and Arsenal were linked to him.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean Manchester United need the like left-sided attacker. I think he'd be kind of perfect.
They lost a certain Portuguese guy over the break as well.
Bruno Fernandes got hurt.
Ronaldo to Chelsea.
Ronaldo to Chelsea. The fucking Dodgers owner at Chelsea is like.
Oh yeah, he is just like
the jersey money.
Yeah, exactly.
He is salivating big time.
That's just it. He's like, with the Dodgers, we sign 38-year-olds all the time.
Yeah, this will be great for us.
Yeah, perfect idea.
We're in the Champions League.
JD Martinez, isn't he?
Yeah. No, they just got him the other day. Actually, that's not a bad move for them. But
no, but he's older, isn't he?
Yeah, he's old as shit. But it's okay. But my most surprising player of the tournament was, and he's a good player, was Bruno Fernandes. He's never played well for Portugal, in my opinion. And like there was always like a weird like, does he work with Ronaldo? Does he not? And I thought he played really, really well in all of his games. Like surprisingly so.
Yeah. He
Because I
could have been
thought,
player of the tournament at one point.
yeah. After the first like 3 games, I think he was
Yeah.
up there for sure. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he was a good player. I mean, he's always, you know, like high expectations now that he's at United, playing well.
yeah.
And I mean, obviously I had the bias against him, but man, he had a great tournament. If they went further, like he would have been the focal point of them winning that tournament.
Oh yeah. 100%. And I liked because he's had like some beef with Ronaldo in the past, and I liked that, you know, he had that cross that went in that wasn't a Ronaldo goal.
Oh, the
And then
header.
then they sub off Ronaldo, win a penalty, and Ronaldo's not there to take it. And Bruno Fernandes, I think, is as good, if not better, than Ronaldo from the penalty spot.
Yeah.
So he was able to kind of like be like, no, this is gonna be my team once a certain Ronaldo is out of here.
And they
But
overturned that first goal into back to Bruno's goal, right?
yeah. They like pretty much immediately. But hey, Liam, who you got?
Julian Alvarez.
Shocker. Big shocker.
How is that how is that a shocker? We were talking about Martinez and leading the lines for Argentina and how bad they were against Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And once they switched him in, he scored 4 goals that tournament. He's coming from River Plate on a 13 million signing. No one really knew who he was outside of this, unless you followed like Argentinian leagues. Lautaro Martinez, and there's a number of other forwards on that team that could be considered more experienced and better fit for it. But he came in and stepped into that role, and I think he played an influential role in them winning it.
Yeah.
And then see, when Lautaro came on and, even in the final, he missed like 2 or 3 perfect chances.
Bro, I thought that was going to be like Higuain too, right there. Like he could not, like he had the one shot on his left that he put like 20 feet wide. He had the wide open header that he just bounced off his head and like almost went out for a throw in. Like, I don't know, but I loved watching Julian Alvarez. I thought he was a fucking pit bull out there, just like doing all of like Messi's running for him, pressing the center backs. Like they had to take him off because I thought he was fucking exhausted. He had to be.
He was probably fucking dead for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought he was fantastic.
What about a 2026 look ahead? Top 4 teams in the look ahead for 2026.
I really like England.
England again?
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but I want to say England as well.
Let me then. Because Bellingham will be actually an adult.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can actually like find a decent center back in time. Like I don't know. Like I feel like the younger crop of guys are actually better than the team that got the semifinal like 4 years ago. Like I like Foden better. I like Bellingham better. I think these guys are like more dynamic guys that are like, superstar level talents.
I'm a big fan of Saka. I will not lie. For being an Arsenal player, man,
big time.
He was really good that tournament as well. And then, I mean, I hate to say it, but Harry Maguire was kind of he was kind of
good.
Harry Maguire was running that
good.
team.
Like I don't get it. He was actually like good. It's crazy.
No, he was like, he actually almost had like, I think I saw 3 different scoring opportunities for Harry Maguire were enough. Like somehow.
But even defensively, like I think there's one goal that I'm like, that was a Harry Maguire lost his mark. But other than that, he was pretty solid all the way through.
Yeah. No, and he's so like any corner against England or for England, like he is a menace.
Yeah.
Like dude, for real. Like he's back to his best in this tournament. It was good to see because he's gotten so much shit over the last 2 years. Rightfully so. He's pretty ass.
So many years.
But yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, Saka impressed me too, which, as a Tottenham fan, thinking an Arsenal player is decent is always like, it's tough.
Pretty impressive.
But he's going to be fucking annoying for the next like decade.
England.
France are always up there.
Yeah, France again.
I don't think Argentina.
Argentina's out of it, I think. I think all the old teams this year, it's like Croatia's gone, Argentina's out. Portugal, I'm not going to count them out because they still have a lot of talent still around the team.
I think Spain might be ready by then.
Yeah, they're going to be better. They might have a striker at that point.
Yeah, they might actually be able to like play a forward pass. But like the teenagers they have in midfield are crazy.
Yeah, they're unbelievable.
Like those guys have to be able to get good in the next 3.5 years and do something.
What I
USA,
hate
we
to
have a
say
striker?
is,
You hate to say
USA?
what?
We have a striker, USA.
that's what I was gonna say. I hate to say it, but if the USA can find a striker, that they can make a push. They looked really good. They have a really young team. If they can find two center backs to fill out those, ancient guys,
Yeah.
I think they'll be set for, the 2026, especially on, home turf. They're gonna know how to play here. If they can find that striker, or they can find at least someone semi-clinical, I think they'll be fine.
Are we getting a new manager?
No, I'm okay with Greg.
You're good? You're good with him?
I think that this team played really, really well this tournament. And it wasn't just the tactics, it was the effort as well. Like they were just pressing a ton, and we weren't like Jurgen Klinsmann, I hated him because we played so negative. Like it's almost like he thought because we were Americans and they were European, like we shouldn't even try to play. So we're gonna sit back and try to counter.
Yeah.
And it got us to the round of 16 in the 2014 World Cup, but I don't know. I preferred this style of play way more.
It's way more fun to watch. It's way more fun to watch.
Especially so if we just had a guy who can put the ball in the back of the net.
And McKinney needs to show up in shape.
Yeah. Dude, that was crazy. McKinney playing himself into fitness during the tournament.
As it goes on.
That was wild. But yeah.
I don't even think they played their strongest lineup. Like I think if Brendan Aronson surprised me through the years, and I thought he deserved to start.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Gio Reyna at Dortmund.
Yeah.
And it's a shame you can't fit either of those into the team.
I think the Gio Reyna thing was more about like athleticism. Like he preferred the midfield of guys like what is it? Adams, who was incredible, McKennie, and Yunus Musa.
Yeah.
Like guys who are gonna just get up and down the field and be everywhere.
Moose's English.
What's up?
Moose's English.
No.
No, we wouldn't do that.
he's like American, English, Spanish, and like Ghanaian.
That's
great. Let's go top 11. Who are your guys' top 11 team of the tournament? I don't have one, so you two take over here.
Liam, do you want to go by position first, or do we want to just say our 11s?
You want to do goalie and then defend the back line, midfield, and then we'll discuss each section.
All right, perfect.
I had a long drive back from Chicago, so I had some time to think about that.
Time to do this.
I tried to do. There's a couple of exceptions, but I tried to really keep it as a one player per team. But we'll see. I can be convinced. Liam, what do you got?
So my goalie is how is it pronounced? Levakovic, the Croatian keeper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was incredible. It was between him and Bunu, but I already have two Moroccan guys in here, so I'm. It made it pretty easy to choose him, but man, he was really good.
Yeah, I also had him as my pick. I thought he was crazy. Like, I remember him from about 2 years ago. Tottenham played. What is he plays for like Dinamo or
Zagreb,
like
right?
yeah, and they beat us, and he was incredible to knock us out of the Europa League or whatever.
That's not hard.
Europa League. Europa League.
But I was literally like, this dude's got to be crazy because he was like unstoppable that day. But yeah, I thought he was great in pretty much every game this tournament.
Europa or Conference League?
I think it was the Conference League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even one down.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. But I thought it was an absolute joke that Martinez won the award.
I think it's because they just kind of choose guys there.
Oh, they don't want to like outsource from.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird. Like, yeah, come watch the game that you didn't play in. Like, here's an award.
That's
true.
No, it was like James Rodriguez in like 2014 wasn't playing in the game, but they invited him to.
Yeah, but he was special that tournament. He was really good that tournament. That's the difference.
They invited Benzema to the game, though he declined. The French president invited him to the game personally, and Benzema declined.
Dude, the French president was hilarious after that game.
He was hugging Mbappe, like
Yeah. He's like giving Mbappe like a worldly pep talk. It's like Mbappe's just like, dude, get the fuck off me,
I
please.
love where it was like give us the US equivalent. It was like Joe Biden hugging LeBron after NBA finals. And I fucking lost it.
Joe would like forget where they were like halfway through. Be like, look, we've lost a lot of Super Bowls. LeBron's like, what?
It's so fucking good.
But yeah. No, Livakovic I thought was the best goalie. Either him or Bono, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, it was a toss up because it was great. All right, you want to go with the back line?
Yeah, I'll start. I got Hakimi, Saiz, Gvardiol, and Theo Hernandez.
Man, totally forgot Guardiola. I won't lie. That actually switches my back line a little bit because I had Hakimi, Maguire. I didn't watch. I can't say I watched every French game, but
Yeah.
every game I watched, Upamecano was really good.
Yeah.
And then this might be a weird pick, but I picked Anthony Robinson. I thought he was really.
Okay.
I thought he was the surprise player for me that didn't get a lot of talk on the U.S. team.
Yeah. I think it's just because all of these defenders except Hakimi, I think had a bad game somewhere in the tournament. Like I thought Gvardiol was really bad against Argentina. He got tooled by Messi. Upamecano I thought was bad against England. Harry Kane kind of had his number. And then Anthony Robinson was terrible against the Netherlands. Like I think that's why nobody was talking about him because literally Denzel Dumfries was wide open that entire game to just destroy us.
He lost his mark at least 4 different times.
Yeah. Anthony Robinson didn't know where he was. But that being said, I think these guys definitely were like the best of, they had better games in the tournament that, elevated them.
It was one of those tournaments where the offense was so good that the defense kind of took a back seat, it felt like. Because the Russia one, there's a lot of solid defenders.
Yeah.
But this one it felt a little different. With how many games went like 3-3, right?
Yeah.
We've never seen something like that before.
No, it was crazy. Which was weird because this tournament had more 0-0s than Russia did, but somehow there were so many more goals in this tournament.
So much more scoring.
Yeah, like it was. I feel like that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, the only one I wasn't too sure about was Theo Hernandez because I wasn't that convinced by him. I was thinking Anthony Robinson, but I don't know. Were there any other left backs that we think?
I think that's what it was. There was no one that really convinced me in the games that I watched. Like I think I watched most of the US. I think I watched every single US game, and he was a good. I always had this dream that I was a lefty and I could play left back. So I watched. I love left back so much. I love a good left back.
Yeah. No, in the US we don't make good left backs, so it was nice to see Anthony Robinson like play well. All right, do you want to go? You want to go midfield?
Yeah. So I think this might be similar to you with first one, but I had Amrabat.
Okay.
And then I had the other two were really a toss up, but I wanted my decisions at the end of the day are Frankie De Jong and Bruno.
Okay.
Those are my other two.
And did we both go 4-3-3?
I went 4-3-3.
So okay, good.
Same exact formation.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the fun one. But yeah, I actually the only one that we have the same is Bruno Fernandes.
Really?
But because I had 2 Moroccan players in my back line. So I kind of wanted and Amrabat was definitely one of the best players in the tournament. But
Moroccan best team.
yeah, so I my midfield 3 were Tyler Adams, who I thought was our best player by far. I thought he was like freaking N'Golo Kante on crack, the way he was like running around. Jude Bellingham and Bruno Fernandes. That was my 3. Just because I thought Jude Bellingham, like especially once they started playing Henderson, was such an attacking threat. I was like, I didn't realize that he had that. I don't know. I thought the kid looked special that whole tournament. It's crazy.
Yeah, Jude's just a good player in general. Like I don't think you can sit there and say Mount coming off, and I mean it sucks that it happened with Sterling, but it ended up helping us that Sterling, had the issue at his house.
Yeah.
So Foden coming in for him and Bellingham going up top or going into the attacking midfield role with Saka made us one of the most. That was the most creative I've ever seen us, England play ever. Because I'm used to sitting there watching 1-0 versus Lithuania where it's a Harry Kane penalty and that's all that happened.
We'd kill for a Harry Kane penalty. All right.
Kill for 2 of them.
I know you do. I know you do, Trip.
I had to stay off Instagram for a little while. But yeah, and then I think we both talked about Bruno. Like that dude was good. He was surprising.
Very, very special. I would have tossed Modric in there, but I think Frankie was not enough love is going to Frankie.
Yeah.
He really showed that he's something special as well. Like the way he carries the ball, the way his quick passing, he controls the tempo really well. But then he can break the lines by himself.
Yeah,
he did it countless times, and I think he was probably better than Modric, especially with Modric at his age. I don't think he can do that as well. But Modric is just he's Modric, so you can't really say he was bad. He was incredible the whole tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you about De Jong though. I don't think he's getting enough love because that dude was crazy, and he's like the quintessential Ajax player, like more so than anybody in the world. He just crazy, like what you said, like setting the tempo, like just the maestro in there. You can't get the ball off him. Like some of the turns he's doing reminds me of like Moussa Dembele, without the massive quads, of course. But
God.
You saying that you calling me a homer? Is that what you're saying?
Thunder quads.
All right, Liam. Should I say my attack first, or do you want to go with yours?
I think two of our players will most likely be the same. You go ahead.
All right. I didn't realize you also had Haji Wright. But yeah, my three are
Josh
Messi,
Sargent, Haji Wright, and
Landon Donovan.
LeBron James.
Landon Donovan.
LeBron James.
Damn, that hit home right there.
Oh yeah. I have Messi, Mbappe, and Cody Gakpo.
Nice.
I just had Alvarez in there instead of Gakpo.
Yeah, I wanted to have Alvarez in there, especially because the way I had it set up, Mbappe was playing striker, and he wasn't really playing striker in the tournament. But because of the one player per team thing, I went with Gakpo instead. But
I think I did pretty good about the one team, except for Morocco had two.
Yeah, Morocco helps with the defenders.
Yeah,
they were like the only team with a bunch of good defenders.
Good defenders all out there.
The one game that they didn't play extremely, play on the counter was against France, and they lost that game.
Yeah. Although France, I didn't like the way France played that whole tournament. They were so fucking submissive. Like they would just let the other team have the ball for like most of the game. Like I heard somebody say it was very like Real Madrid-ish, like where Madrid just was so good at absorbing pressure last year in their Champions League win, and like it worked for them, but I don't know. I just like if Morocco got luckier, they could have beaten France. I think they had chances to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
France didn't miss any of their chances they had, really.
No, those guys were good.
Practically.
Mbappe's something special. We're gonna sit there and we're gonna get older, and the younger generation is going to tell us that Messi's not the best player of all time and Mbappe is the best player of all time after he wins all these trophies.
It's going to be so weird.
We're going to sound like the people now who are like, oh, Maradona is better than Messi. No chance.
For real.
It's going to be that situation, but he really is incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how he plays without his pace as well as he gets older, because that pace is going to go down, but I'm sure he's going to become a smarter player.
Yeah, that is what I'm interested in is that like because his pace is like overwhelming. Like he's faster than like Ronaldo or Messi ever was.
Yeah.
So it'll be like can he add passing to his game? Can he become a smarter player? Not that he's not smart, but it's when you can do things at 20 miles an hour, like you don't need to be that. You're not required to use your brain quite as much. But the other thing that I find awesome is it also kind of shows how good England's defenders were against him.
Yeah.
Because that was the one game he like literally did nothing.
Yeah.
And they joke about your Mbappe plan, but I think more teams are gonna have to get one at some point. The dude's unreal. I don't
It's
know.
kind of like the Holland plan that everyone's setting up, where I think those two are going to be. It's Mbappe is arguably the better player in terms of technical ability,
Yeah,
but Holland's probably the better goal scorer, which in turn will be the Ronaldo Messi debate as the next generation.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's a little boring about that debate is like both of those players, like they're both strikers, whereas Messi always played a little bit deeper, at least for most of his career. There were some seasons where he played striker, but like Messi also has that like creative ability about him, that I don't think either Mbappe or Holland have, that make the argument more
Yeah.
sort of diverse. You know?
The
Changes it
Holland,
slightly.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
The Holland Mbappe Foden conversation is going to be crazy.
Do you see the Holland Mbappe Foden conversation?
The photo.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like me
Put
being
in
like
some
the
pockets in
the
there.
fucking Kobe, Shaq, or J.R. Smith conversation.
Whoa.
Maybe a little bit better. Maybe like I don't know. Who's a guy, CJ McCollum.
Paul Pierce.
You see that picture of Paul Pierce with it was like him with like MJ and Kobe being like, who's taking the last shot?
Oh
It
God.
was like,
Oh my
not you.
Yeah,
Not you.
not you, Paul Pierce. It was never you.
That's awesome.
But yeah. Player of the tournament? Officially?
Player of the tournament officially,
Yeah.
Mbappe.
You've just been seeing everybody praising Messi on Instagram too much. And you've just been like, "Meh."
No, I think France as a team was not good at all. So I think Mbappe is single-handedly carrying that French team for most of it.
I like that argument.
Yeah, Messi had a great like they both have good teams around him, but I think France as a team played worse than
Yeah.
Argentina.
Yeah, no, Messi was definitely propped up by his teammates.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'm happy with that explanation because I was gonna say like I obviously love Messi, but man, that was a good Mbappe really carried that French team.
Yeah. Most goals by a player in a World Cup since the original Ronaldo in like 2000, 2002, something like that. So that in itself is kind of crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
But
Any
but
other
hey,
closing thoughts?
uh,
I'm happy Messi won.
me too.
Yeah, that is
I
good.
will happily take Messi winning a World Cup and seeing that. That was a cool experience and how everyone it was like everybody came together and loved it all at once. Other than the French, everyone from France and stuff like that. Most people didn't like that from there, but I think most people enjoyed Messi winning.
Yeah.
All right, I do have one point about the final game.
Okay.
All right, because I do think, and Liam, you mentioned something about this a while ago, that for the first 75 minutes of the game, Argentina were perfect.
Yeah.
And so I don't think at that point France deserved to be in the game. But do you think that the Ousmane Dembele tackle on Di Maria was a penalty for the first goal of the game?
Oh,
I won't lie. I wasn't. I was out at a Guatemalan place getting food while that happened. So I didn't even see it. I like had a late night, so I'm like, I'll wake up and I was going to meet some buddies to watch the game, and I was watching on my phone and I was ordering, and then I looked down and I'm like, oh, it's a penalty. I missed the play. I missed that completely.
Have you seen it since?
Yes, but I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it was really soft, especially for a World Cup. It's like I'll bring it back to you. It was kind of like the Musa Sissoko handball in the Champions League final. It was a little soft. Like you can argue it pretty easily, but it was pretty soft.
Yeah. It kind of, that's the one thing that, I mean, it didn't end up deciding the game by any stretch of the imagination, but in two World Cup finals in a row, there have been like kind of dodgy penalty decisions that changed the flow of the game. Like France versus Croatia was 0-0 until VAR took like 7 minutes to award France a handball. I know that was a while ago, but I don't know, just something
to think about.
interesting. But yeah, I think whether it was a penalty or not, I can go either way because Di Maria fleeced Dembele so bad, and Ousmane Dembele was in such bad defensive positioning that like you almost have to punish Dembele for just getting done like that.
Yeah.
At the same time, I thought Di Maria was going down before their legs touched. So I don't know.
F1.
Yeah.
To see how much he was crying on the bench, so that was crazy.
Somebody had to go check on him.
Yeah, that was not good.
I thought his heart was gonna fucking explode.
I never seen someone pour out that much emotions from the bench. I was like, holy shit, he's crying.
Yeah.
Full blown tears when Messi scored that like overtime goal.
Oh man, that's so good. And I like that it was him who had a great first half because he's played so many finals with Argentina, and he other than Messi, he's the last of that like old guard.
Higuain effect. People have been saying it's Higuain effect.
Don't even get me started. And also Aguero being out there for the celebrations.
Yeah, Aguero being out there was awesome.
He was hilarious.
He just shows up with a giant drum.
And he has the jersey on, like
yeah. I think he took Otamendi's jersey from because they're friends from City, I think.
So fucking sick.
But yeah, no, that was awesome.
On Instagram, just recording everything also. Like he was there with everybody, like he was still on the team. I love it, dude. I wish he was there too.
His fucking heart, man. Couldn't handle it.
So tough.
So sad.
Well, I gotta jump off, boys. But if you have any more thoughts, keep it going. I gotta jump off.
I think this will be it for us too. So
Okay.
Baseball season coming up.
Baseball's upon us. Dear God.
Let's go. All right, guys. It was awesome talking.
Later, boys.
Peace.
See you guys.